Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Solution Seekers. My name is Kelly. Hope everybody's having a marvelous day. Getting ready to head to work myself, and going to be an interesting night of going out, driving people around Los Angeles as an Uber driver. Big shout out to all the people I picked up last night, like Edward, Jessica, Tom, then India. I mean, it was last night was just like one of those rare nights to where you get to have some deep, meaningful conversations with some people you just met, and you're just picking them up, and it's sort of like you. I provide a service, I get paid, they need a service, so it's like two different people meeting, connecting for a common cause, and but it's and more so than that, it's that crucial point of the conversations that we get to have, and and it's always my ambition to try to impact somebody's life, at least one person a day, in the most positive way possible. And last night was just off the charts. I mean, I like I've been saying for the last few months, I'm having my own issues, but you know, had it not been for these conversations, man, I don't think I would be able to effectively get over my situations as well as I have, and that's just a sheer blessing in life. Like last night we were talking about commitment, accountability, some integrity, and what does it really mean. And to me, commitment is just like you're gonna commit yourself to everything, otherwise don't do it. If I want to, like, I want that the commitment to the point of full immersion. If I don't know what that's about, I will try to figure it out as I go along. And if I make any mistakes, I just have to make some mistakes and just keep going forward, and then learn, growing, becoming better and more redefined in my ability to handle different types of situations. Because let's be honest, a lot of people are not committed. I think one of the biggest problems here recently is that short-term people short-term people come into your lives, and you kind of wonder why. Well, how come I really like this person, but they weren't really committed to the relationship that in which you had. Maybe you were more invested. It's sort of like in a relationship, when this relationship dissolves, the person who cared the most is the one that who gets hurt. And I like to think that our personal or interpersonal relationship, it's the same way. Some people are going to be in for the long haul, and those are just the people who are committed to you. And if you have a few of those in your lives, man, you're doing better than most, because today in this technology age, and a lot of people just don't have that. I have a few of them. I don't have none of my childhood friends. There's a few that I see on Facebook, but we don't really engage that often. But it's just like most of the people in my life today are the ones I met over the last 7 or 8 years, and I'm appreciative of that, and I have to do all that I possibly can to try to bridge those relationships when there's a precipice in the middle of that bridge. There's a drop off point, and then sometimes it's becoming with myself to go ahead and make some corrections and see what's going on. Maybe they're tripping, maybe they're having some life issues, and that's why I haven't heard from them, because I'm always checking in on people. But that's just me. I think my blessing in life is, from what I've been told, is that it's to be able to articulate something that actually works. It's all about solutions for me. You can focus on a problem, or you can focus on a solution, and I think that no matter what happens in life, first and foremost, it's never what happens that only matters. It's about how we respond to it emotionally. But I think that even in those bad, emotional, downturning situations, is that there's something positive that can be derived out of it. Sometimes it's not easy to see. Like, I was having a long conversation after a trip last night with this young lady named Jessica, and we were talking about just about this. And so I had mentioned what actually transpired before all the drama, right? And then she said, well, this guy that I've known for a long time, he gave me a perspective about myself that I guess he didn't want to say anything back then, or he just never expressed it to her. So I said, well, did you get something out of that? She said, oh, yeah, it was really wonderful. I said, well, even there's going to be a bunch of drama because you were in everybody, people are drinking or whatever, but there's still something positive to get out of that. And I think after a while, she's kind of sat back and she kind of thought about it and really reflected upon it. And I think that meant the world to her. So it's like sometimes it's kind of hard to see. That's why I always like to, I will always promote. That's why a lot of times it's about having a conversation, you know, with some people who are actually engaged and listening, and not just listening to you with the intent to respond to you, but actually listening to you and being able to possibly give you a solution that might work for you at that given moment. Because you know what, a lot of times change, man, and this emotional distress, along with the COVID, economic security. Are you going to keep your job? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? You know, because a lot of people are going through just that, and it's asinine because so many people are just giving the joy away to other people who don't deserve it. Because you know what, at the end of the day, your sense of peace is not theirs. But we constantly give it away because I've done it so much in my life. And you know what? There was a certain point in time where I just got really tired and frustrated of that. And so, okay, if I don't like this, what the hell am I going to do about it? And, with a lot of emotions, and because it was just getting frustrating, and I keep meeting the same situations, and the same things keep happening. But I have to look at my side of the street and say, be accountable for the things I do and I say and my actions. And you know what? I was always part because I refused to walk away. If I see that, if it's a toxic or dysfunctional relationship, the best thing that I can possibly do is walk away from that given situation. Otherwise, I'm going to constantly keep on getting what I'm always getting because of the situation that I'm in. I keep putting myself into. It's up to me because I have the authority, the power to actually walk away from the situations and possibly go create another one. Or here's an even better one. Why don't I just stay to myself until I start meeting some more quality people who actually respect me, who actually value me, who actually who are actually putting in some work to want to be in my life? Because some people just want to manifest. You're going to be in their lives when they want you to on their terms. But what does it say about me? That it makes me feel less than. But you know what? In life there's just way too much stuff going on these days to really go through that. So and last night I was just like really hammering it into people about, man, being happy is a temporary position, but joy is it's a state of being. It's to me it's an essence that you have, and it's contingent upon that what you're doing or not doing. And not giving away your power to other people who don't deserve it, because at the end of the day, it's not theirs. But for all intents and purposes, this is how I'm actually applying these things, not just applying them, but actually trying to live it, because I like to, from my experience, I'm not going to try to do anything. I'm just going to live it. I picked up another guy who was really struggling with some things, and I told him I've been sober for 8 years next month. He's like, man, how did you do it? I said, man, it was nothing but God. And when I reached that precipice of indecision and emotional disarray, you know, I really wanted to take myself out because I was not really happy with the sum total of my life that I made. So I had to make some decisions. I had to find a solution that actually worked. So I found the best practical one, and in the process of that, actually found out that I like myself today. And because I've always given my power. I was always doing everything for everybody else, but never for myself. I was patient with everybody else, but not with myself. And this year, you know, the last thing I think of on my list is trying to be patient with myself. And you know what? It's things get a little better as I go through the process of just being patient with myself. It's not easy because it's something new, but I'm trying to always be comfortable with being uncomfortable, as difficult as it may seem. But I think that the sheer quality of life comes in handle the difficulties, the difficult situations, the opposition. The opposition is my opportunity. The challenge, the hurdles, the pitfalls, waking up and just, having some gratitude for everything that I have. Because, man, the world is going to shit right now, but it's up to us. It's really up to you and me, one person at a time. If we can kind of impact them in the most certain way, man, I like to think that things will get a lot better. You know. Well, I think I've said enough. So, sun's almost setting. It's time to go out and meet some more people, make some money, and hopefully impact somebody in a positive way, maybe a negative way. Hopefully not negative, but And I just wish everybody has a great Saturday night.